Okay, Jesse Ivy back with you again today, folks. And today we're going to talk about how to buy an owner financed house. So, if you're curious on how to buy an owner financed house, listen to what I have to say, as it's really not as difficult as you think. The first thing you want to do is you want to put it out there to anybody that you know that you are looking for an owner financed house. So why would somebody buy an owner financed house? Well, maybe your credit isn't that good. Maybe you don't have a lot of money in the bank or a lot of money to put down on a house. A lot of times it's credit issues that come into play. But anyway, let's say you're somebody that doesn't have a lot of money in the bank. Maybe you can't qualify for a loan. You've had some credit issues over the past. So now you're looking for an owner financed house, which a lot of times are tough to find. So what you want to do is the first thing you want to do is you want to put out there that you are looking for an owner financed house. You want to tell your friends, family members that you're looking for an owner financed house. You want to also want to tell anybody, any realtor that you know that's has connections or whatever, that you are also looking for an owner financed house. In fact, I would have a realtor be looking for you an owner financed house. So if something pops up somewhere, they're there and they can basically say, hey, I know somebody that is looking to buy an owner financed house. This is something that isn't always around all the time, but it is something that somebody might consider, especially if they're having trouble selling their house, or maybe it's an older house, needs some repairs or whatever. So let's look at it. How could this work? So the first thing I would suggest for you to do, so you can be proactive in finding your owner financed house in your area, would be put a message on Facebook, under Facebook Marketplace, that you are looking for an owner financed house. The ad doesn't even have to be that big. You just write up something that basically states, I am looking for an owner financed house. I have a low down payment, some credit issues, but I have a good job, trustworthy. I always make my payments and that type of thing. You could even show them your rental history in case that's good. But if you're looking for an owner financed house, you want to put all that good stuff in. And then you also want to use Craigslist. Same thing. You write the same type of ad in Craigslist or on Facebook Marketplace that you are looking for an owner financed house. A lot of people will look at this. There may even be sellers who look at this and go, hey, that person right there wants to buy a house. I wonder if they'd be interested in buying my house, So you want to make sure that you put enough information in. You want all your contact information in your Facebook ad or your Craigslist ad, and then you want to put things that sellers want to hear in there, like I said before, like you have a good job, or you have good rental history. You just don't have a big down payment or a lot of stuff up front that you can give them. But you are definitely looking for an owner financed house, somebody that will carry a contract for you. So maybe maybe a seller comes along, decides, hey, this would work for me. So what they could do is do something like this. They could have you buy an owner they can carry the contract for you for maybe 5-10 years. Somebody might want some good interest on that money, so you never know, you might find an owner that's willing to carry it for 20-30 years if the interest rate is good enough. And then as you go along, as your credit gets better and stuff, you could then go get a loan and cash them out, and then you would have basically a good interest rate and that type of thing. Be prepared on owner finance things like this. The interest rate is usually more of a hard money loan, so you're talking about maybe anywhere from 6 to 10%. I wouldn't go any higher than that because that would be ridiculous. But a lot of sellers might consider this, especially if they have a property that is hard to rent, maybe needs some repairs. Maybe you're willing to do some sweat equity in there and get in there and do it. But these are all things that you could try. And remember, all you need to do is just put an ad up on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, get your connections out there, even your social media, like if you're big on Facebook, put it out there. I'm looking for an owner financed house. Can somebody help me out? Or, if you're on Twitter, same thing, put something out there, same with, Snapchat. Well, that might disappear. Never mind. But anyway, you might want to put something out there, on Instagram or any of those social media platforms that are popular. but eventually somebody's going to come along, some realtor, some owner, somebody's going to at least email you back or call you up on telephone and say, hey, I have this house. Would you be interested in it? So just don't give up. Give it a whirl. I've seen, people get owner financed properties all the time doing, using their own marketing and then getting their connections out there, basically writing a good enough ad where somebody's going to come along and go, hey, wow, I need to call that guy because I'm having trouble selling my property. Or maybe I don't want to deal with the realtor and pay a commission. I could sell it to this guy. Anyway, be prepared. You'll have to come in probably with some kind of down payment, but that's between you and the seller. I hope you enjoyed this video, and this is Jesse, and we'll be back again very soon with another video. And this is Jesse from the Owner Terms Land Network signing off. Have a great day.